Hey everyone. So a couple of days ago there was a mass shooting which occurred in Thousand Oak, California at a college bar known as Borderline, where an ex-Marine named Ian David Long killed 10 to 12 people on November 7th.
Deadly mass shooting. The deadliest mass shooting in this country in 12 days. 12 people murdered, including a sheriff's deputy, when a gunman opened fire inside a Southern California bar that was filled with college students.
He killed 2 security guards in order to get into the bar, and inside there was a college dance night being hosted by the owners of said bar, where hundreds of students and other members of the community were line dancing on the dance floor with loud music and were just generally having a good time when this madman took their lives away from them.
They were line dancing. More than a dozen others were injured. The suspected gunman, as of now, we have learned, is dead.
Police say that there were hundreds of people inside the bar, which was hosting a weekly college country music night. So you can imagine the age range of the folks inside there. Witnesses describe a scene of sheer panic. People were ordered to get down on the ground once the gunshots rang out. Many were breaking windows, throwing chairs through windows in order to escape. Many were hiding.
So this is not only how it was reported by the media, but this is also what the police first responders reported, as well as some of the witnesses who saw the shooting. Seems pretty airtight. I mean, we know that the shooting definitely happened exactly the way they say they did. I mean, they covered all the angles. Not even the alternative media is questioning the shooting or able to point out some major inconsistencies. I mean, there are some incredibly sketchy little things, like how one of the victims of this shooting was also a survivor of the Las Vegas shooting last year, but uh-oh, what's this? A video which was recorded during the shooting by someone who happened to be inside the bar that shows us exactly what happened inside the bar? How could this be a bad thing? I mean, it allows us to take notes, observe for psychological purposes, possibly prevent deaths in the future.
We just got some new video from inside the bar during the shooting. I want to play it for our viewers for the first time, but I want to caution them. This is potentially disturbing.
Run, go! He's coming out this door!
Horrific, truly horrifying look inside the massacre.
So let's get this straight. Literally not a single one of the outlets reporting on the Borderline shooting, witnesses, media, the police, were able to present a story which corroborated with this footage that came out, that was actually taken when the shooting happened. And we're not talking minor inconsistencies, we're talking the supposed witnesses describing a scene where there were hundreds of people inside the bar on the dance floor doing specific dances to loud blaring music. Then this shooter comes in after killing somebody and starts firing into the crowd, shooting dozens of people and causing a stampede out of the bar, smashing windows, blood and bodies everywhere. But this footage shows a bar that is a fucking ghost town. The floor is bone dry without a single person anywhere in sight. I mean, there's this one guy who's like standing at the counter outside of the dance floor, and some figure who's covered in too much shade to see. That's presumably the shooter. These witness accounts are backed up by the official police reports on the shooting, so these aren't just a few people having their minds exaggerate what they saw in a state of trauma. No, the first responders also documented in their official report the exact same thing that the witnesses did. There aren't even 10 to 12 people inside the bar, let alone bodies on the floor, and the one guy you can see is just sitting there casually drinking a beer. What the fuck is up with this guy? Is he just the Chad Thundercock of shooting survivors? Also, you can clearly tell that the shooter's just firing shots into the ceiling because you can hear glass shards falling to the floor seconds after the shots were fired. The strangest part is how Wolf Blitzer plays the video and continues to go along as if the video depicted people being shot and the general scene of mass hysteria that the media and the state were describing. Is he just reading from a script? Was this video shown by accident? Is he actually even watching the video? But one thing that's remarkably clear is that everything about this shooting being presented in the media is an outright fucking lie. And we know that now. Every single one of these people who were being interviewed by the media, who were supposedly witnesses, we know that these are actors now. We know this definitively because we can see with our own two eyes that what they're describing doesn't even come close to conforming to reality. Thank God for whoever this vigilant person was who was there and happened to record what actually happened inside the bar. Otherwise, we may not have ever known the truth.
My son was in Las Vegas with a lot of his friends and he came home. He didn't come home last night, and I don't want prayers. I don't want thoughts. I want gun control, and I hope to God nobody else sends me any more prayers. I want gun control. No more guns.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you disgusting old bat. Exploiting the emotions of others to try and take our rights away by conspiring with the government and the media to fake a goddamn shooting when there are real people who've actually died in shootings. Who the fuck do you think you are? So, from the last few years of history involving mass shootings, if the survivors come forward immediately after and agitate for gun control using political rhetoric, then if history is anything to go by, you may want to look into the details of what actually happened or poke around for some evidence which may lead to alternative conclusions than what the media is promoting. We saw this in Parkland as well with all the shots. You could see, Daniel Bohr, who the fuck am I kidding? There's no goddamn way this video isn't gonna get showed by YouTube. I'm dropping too many red pills all at once. With all the videos of David Hogg wearing earpieces and being coached, or how every town for gun safety reported on the shooting over an hour before it actually happened, you've got the same situation, an eerily similar narrative as well. Bunch of people just trying to have a good time all concentrated in one small area being killed by some crazed gunman. Then the survivors of the shooting or interviewed relatives start throwing around gun control rhetoric, which is identical to that used by Parkland survivors, almost word for word. Anyway, you may want to download this video really quickly before it gets taken down by YouTube. I've shown in recent videos that YouTube is targeting my and the other prominent members of the Ancap Circle's channels here. Plus, I recently caught them red-handed with my last video throttling my view count. So they're manually targeting my channel. They really don't want this shit to take off. But the point is, if you really like my content, then it is imperative to like, comment, subscribe, maybe even share this content around with your friends. Because YouTube has realized that us ANCAPs, and counter-economists particularly, are a direct threat to everything that they stand for and will do everything they can to suppress our message from the general audience. If you're a fellow ANCAP or just like my content and admire my perspective on things, then I ask you humbly to please help out. Thank you all, and I will see you next time.